Squirrels! So hello, and welcome to another Legends of Runeterra video. My name is Chris, and today we will be playing something quite fun indeed. This was a deck that was showcased in the, what's it called? The Legends of Runeterra Masters European Tournament. It's an ongoing tournament that has been going on for the past couple weeks on the weekends, and you know, it's basically the three top players in a bunch of different countries play against each other. It's super fun. The format is crazy. 9 decks, 3 bans. And this was one of the decks showcased. And because there is so many decks that they're bringing, like, you know, of course you've got all the top meta decks, right? You know, you've got the Jinx Discard aggro, and, you know, you've got the Go Hard, Control, Twisted Fate decks. You know, they're all there as well. Often, you know, they get banned or whatever. But then you also get some really cool, like, weird decks coming about, and you know, teams have sort of figured out that if you just bring weird decks, because it's a closed deck list and you can't see what the decks are for the other teams, you can bring some weird stuff and have good results because your opponent has no idea what's going on and they play around the wrong things and you get a successful win. This was one of the decks that I think won a game. I think it was for Italy. It might have been for Austria, but it was definitely an Italy-Austria match. I think it was for Italy though. And this, I don't know if this is the exact deck because, as I say, it is a closed deck list, so I'm not 100% sure. It's the general theme of the deck, I would say. It's probably pretty close to it. Basically, it's an elites deck. It's an elite deck, and I had never thought of this synergy, but it is genius. When you combine the Harrowing with For the Fallen, essentially what that's going to do is, say you have both in hand, right? Even if you have the For the Fallen is 8, you know, it costs 8, you know, you've just drawn it. If you play the Harrowing, you of course will get 6 elites because your deck is pretty much just full of elites. So you'll get the 6 elites on the board. That will reduce the cost of For the Fallen. Then they will all die, of course, because they're ephemeral because of the Harrowing. And so then you will get a board full then of Dauntless Vanguards, which means you can essentially get like a 0 mana 6 like 3/3s all across your board once you've actually, you know, done a massive attack with the Harrowing, which obviously is just crazy pressure. And then obviously if you can combo that with a Relentless Pursuit, insane, right? Insane. And that is possible to do. Unfortunately that didn't happen in the thing, but essentially it's just a elite deck. That's, you know, type in elite in there and put those cards in, essentially is what the deck is. Then add 2 Harrowing, and, you know, add some spells, you know, add the good Demacia spells, Resolve, Sharp Sight, Single Combat, Relentless Pursuit, and For the Fallen, Concerted Strike, and then you've essentially got a deck, and it is crazy fun. And when you get that combo off, it just feels so good. It feels so good, and we're gonna test it out today, and I am pretty excited to do so. So let's get into some games and see how we do. Leona Dragons. Oh, Shyvana Dragons. Not Leona. No Leona. Just Dragons, it seems like. So this is kind of an interesting one. I'm not sure we'll need the Relentless Pursuits. They could be useful, but I'll stick around for now. Resolve could be pretty nice, and obviously starting off with an early curve. It's pretty nice. Ooh, Battlesmith. Very, very nice. We might even hold off. Oh, no, we won't, because this is obviously just a perfect curve. So we'll, I mean, obviously this is kind of, you know, part of the deck. You can just do this. He's going to want to play Herald of Dragons, but he could have, like, Mountain Goat. But I suppose that isn't changing much, so I will play the Battlesmith. He might have nothing. And if he does, then obviously we get 2 extra damage. Like, Mountain Goat is probably the worst there, but it still doesn't stop our Tier 3 attack, so there's nothing really that, you know, we were too very worried about. He passes again. I mean, obviously I'll take that. I mean, it looks like our opponent, unfortunately, has just got a pretty bad run of it here. Double Battlesmith, but I can't forego that. That's just too good of a turn. I mean, we might see a concede here, honestly. No, he will play it out with us. But honestly, I mean, I'm just going to smack him. Like, if he wants to block one of these, that's fine. I'm putting so much pressure on him right now. He's on 4 already. Obviously, it's pretty bad for him. Find a Swiftwing Lancer. What could he do against me here? He could have like single combat on like one of the lesser units, but I think that's fine. If he passes here, we should be good. I think we always open attack here. He has to stop both of these. We have single combat, we have Ranger's Resolve, we have Concerted Strike. We'll go for a single combat. Puts him on 1. And I can always Ranger's Resolve, but let's do this first. Because now I'm making him deal with this as well. Did I just misplay? I think I did, right? I should have resolved first. So what's... I think I just have to... Yeah, I should have resolved first. I would have brought that out first. Yeah. I was thinking second single combat, but obviously I didn't think about that. Also gives that the kill, which is a bit annoying. But we can go double battlesmith here. Obviously we're still in a pretty good spot, I would say.
Sturdy blades, custom made. The finest Demosian
We can go in for this Vanguard first blade. There's a Harrowing, that should probably be pretty good for us.
The fight just isn't the same without you, Anna.
I am always here when you need me.
Where you go, I go.
So you can attack with Shyvana. I'd be surprised if he attacked with that. Just take a battlesmith. Does attack with that. So we could have Pale Cascade. We go like that. This beats Ranger's Resolve. It beats Pale. Doesn't beat Sharp Sight. Probably doesn't have any. Does level up his Shyvana, but that's a big issue for us. Getting rid of this is actually more important because obviously we have Concerted Strike if he does go in for another. Okay. Another Ranger's Resolve. We could go Harrowing now. So I think I will. Let's go wide on him. He shouldn't have too many options for going this wide. So we get the allegiance. There we go. There we go. Oh, that felt pretty good. Seen quite a lot of Jinx discard aggro, which is why personally I've gone more down the route of you know, only running 2 Harrowing and For the Fallen, just because it can leave you in certain scenarios that you don't want to be in. Is it me, or do they always find this kind of combo? Is taking 2 enough? Play on 3. We could play this as a 3/3. I think I'll pass.
Anything else?
I think we can take 2, and I think getting this Battlesmith into Cythria could be important.
If I didn't
It's a bit risky.
You won't want it.
We could have Mystic Shot. So we might go for an open attack here. Hopefully then we can start to stabilize. Obviously he might have vision. I will block this out though. He doesn't have vision, I would have thought, because he probably would have used it there.
I'll write my own story.
Now we'll start, you know, developing these. Go for a get excited there. Unfortunately I can't save you, but I can single combat this. Might unfortunately just be forced to play this, but we'll see. I think we'll take the chance of open attacking. Okay, maybe. I mean that seems pretty good for us. If he does kill this, obviously we get you.
It's Raven time.
I mean I'm not too worried about 2 extra damage.
The party has arrived.
I guess I'll do it now.
Trained my whole life for this.
Can block one out. Oh, well, we still take the damage, I guess. If he wants to go for that. Plays a Draven. I think it's a good time for Garen.
For those who cannot.
Obviously, you can take my Garen.
I won't back down.
Go down to 5. Garen can level up, and that could potentially see us, you know, deal some real damage here. Especially if I go Cythria now, like he's gonna be in some trouble, I think. You know, let's try and win the game.
Now and forever.
I know we could have gone Lancer there to try and get rid of this, but I think trying to win the game is important as well. So now he's obviously forced to block there, but then I'm rallying next turn. Like he's gonna have to have something. Okay, he does go for that to block out. I've got Sharp Sight to save Garen. So even if he goes for a get excited here, we're still okay. And obviously Garen's leveled up, so that doesn't even matter. And now, I mean, yeah, we got him. We got him. Ooh, ephemerals. I haven't seen an ephemeral deck in a little while. I think obviously Battlesmith is pretty good. Pursuit could be good. Personally, I don't like keeping it in unless it's like, you know, very specific matchups, and I'm not sure this falls quite within that category. Cythria. I think I'll drop Cythria as well. I think, you know, let's stick to the old Demacian, get a good curve going. I think that's probably the most important thing. And getting like a good blocker for Zed on turn 3, if we go here and here, that could obviously be pretty useful as well.
The chains, they never
One spray is fine. I will not block this because of course Shadow Isles has a lot of 1 damage pings, and we definitely want our Battlesmith to survive. Now whilst it is tempting to go second Battlesmith, I think I will go for this, just as I said, because for Zed we want something that can block. If he played Zed there, you know, obviously we'd... Whoa, okay, Encroaching Shadow. So we know this is going to be a bit of a race then. So because it will be a bit of a race, I think we have to just sort of go in. We do have a single combat, which is obviously very good against ephemeral decks, because as soon as they strike they will die, so we can trade off a, you know, a lesser unit if we wish. But yeah, Garen here and leveling up Garen could be pretty useful. Okay, I think we take this time to probably... I could get a 7/7 Garen, that would probably hold down the board pretty well, so I think let's go for that.
You won't want it.
Oh, so that's what he got from the Woman's Prey. That's good to know. We're pretty fine with that for now. I think leveling up this Garen could be pretty important though.
We fight for those.
Also, obviously, the regeneration just gives him the chance to block out a lot of big things. And obviously with the single combat as well, hopefully we can, you know, potentially even level them up this turn. For as much mana as they have, it's going to be unlikely that they can kill this Garen unless it's like block here, grasp, but obviously we have the range of resolve, which will probably keep us pretty healthy. Obviously I will be attacking with Garen, no need to attack into this.
Just leave me alone!
Okay with me. Depending on what he does here.
Enter, traveler, and stop staring.
That's a pretty good target for it, I think. That's gonna level up Garen. Meaning obviously we get an attack as well. Which obviously could be pretty useful. Because of any time that they develop, we will now get to attack. That's a pretty good draw. So we could go something like you. Go 1 into 2. Yeah, I think I like
Ready
that.
to do my part.
Cythria, isn't it? Keep up the good work.
Let's see what ephemerals he plays, but then, you know, we can go in for just, I mean, look at this board. We can probably trade off a Battlesmith at this point as soon as he drops something. Or if he just goes for the gems, we can, you know. Or if he just keeps this back, we'll take that as well.
Hands are for forging, not fighting.
So I'm actually going to skip the bluff. The reason being is, if he had
Lift our spirits. We stand
Deathmark?
strong.
and he was hoping to deathmark me there onto the Garen, we aren't going to let him do that. Because it was suspicious that, you know, he's leaving up this amount of mana. And so by doing that, we punish it. And, you know, at this point, we can just go in. You know, we have a very big board. Plays the 7/7. But that's pretty good for us as well, because now he can't deathmark this one either. So we can just pass on him. And start hammering away, I guess. No need not to.
March.
Death becomes you.
Obviously now we'd want like a relentless pursuit. He's down on 2. It's, you know, pretty good for us. So that Thorny Toad literally saved him there. That was quite interesting. Now obviously we will be going for the Vanguard Redeemer. Does have a Hecarim, but that's no real issue either.
No doubt.
Cythria is pretty nice,
Victory.
especially considering like... Oh, of course, Hecarim has Ephemeral as well, my friend. And we also have the attack token. Oh, he goes for a Harrowing. Interesting. Ah, that does make more sense, I suppose. But then can't I just attack first? Force all these ephemerals to die? I suppose with these he doesn't have to block, because he's going to gain the health back. So he doesn't have to block with everything. We can definitely force less of a block.
Justice waits for no one.
Can block here. So let's think. You can block. Do I attack with these? Do I need the units? No, I don't think I do. I think I attack with all. Now, as I say, he doesn't have to block with everything because he does have these options. But, especially if he blocks like this, because that means I... Whoa, what? These die, my friend. Like... Okay. Okay, you go up in health. A lot of my things survive. He didn't have to block out with everything. I think that was a pretty big mistake. Like, he can't afford to be worrying about me. So now I'll obviously play those two. Yeah, and we win. Woo! Another win in the bag.